Chelsea Football Club's deemed the front-runners for Youssoufa Moukoko as they look to bolster their squad over this January transfer window. Manchester United given the green light. The board has given the green light and the okay to Erik ten Hag. They will heavily pursue, according to reports, Gakpo this coming January window to elevate the Man United attack, to replace the hole left by Cristiano Ronaldo. And we're going to take a deeper look at Enzo Fernandes to Liverpool Football Club as they look to improve that midfield, push themselves back into the top four. Lots to delve into. Make sure like buttons are being hit. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. And by the way, before I forget, a bit of an update on the new deals and the renewal contracts at Arsenal. Let's go. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. I hope you're well. I want to know your thoughts and your feelings on these transfer stories, the renewal contract stories as well. Leave us your comments below. The video is timestamped also, so you can go to the exact part you want to listen to if you don't want to listen to all of the club's updates. So click on them now. It's really simple. Along the time bar, this should be the timestamp if you haven't seen them before. But I want to start with Chelsea. I want to start with Chelsea, a link to another wonder kid. They're linked to bringing in another sensational young player to their club. Moukoko, who is a Dortmund player, been in their academy, played for their second team. Over the last sort of couple of seasons, has really started to break his way into that first team. And he's only 18 years of age now. I think this is his third season in the first team squad. So he's been in around that first team squad since a very young and tender age. More goals starting to come this year. I think 6 in the Bundesliga already in 14 games. And there is genuinely a tremendous young talent there. Of course, also now breaking into the German squad. And there's a lot of hope in Germany that this is going to be one of the stars of the future. Now, it has been confirmed by Ben Jacobs via Simon Phillips that Chelsea are the front runners to sign Moukoko at the moment, and he fits their mold absolutely perfectly. And I think this is something that Chelsea fans need to be very excited about. It's going under the radar, and I'm seeing a lot of Chelsea fans, why are we acting like Brighton? Why are we acting like RB Leipzig? Why are we signing these young, untested, unproven players and not just going out and buying a striker ready-made? And this is where the Todd Bowley approach is different. And you're going to come back to this video in 3, 4, 5 years and say, Terry, you were right. Sometimes in life, the expression is burning the candle at both ends is a negative thing. But it isn't when it's a plan to create the best team possible. Chelsea are going to buy established players. They have been doing that. We've seen that in the summer. They bought lots of established players. Cucurella, as an example. Koulibaly, as an example. They're looking at Declan Rice and other midfielders to come in and bolster their area. They bought Wesley Fofana, who's kind of established, although he's young. We'll touch on Fofana a little bit later. But what they're also doing is looking at superbly gifted young players who may not be ready right now, but in 4 or 5 years might cost you 80, 90, 100 million pounds plus to bring into your club. They are looking to sign them early doors, make them part of the Chelsea furniture. I think this strategy is tremendous. The problem is with this strategy is it doesn't yield often instant success. Some of these youngsters may get an opportunity young, burst into the first team and be sensational. Wayne Rooney-esque, Ronaldo-esque, Cesc Fabregas, to name just a few. But I think the strategy from Chelsea is very, very impressive indeed. And I want your thoughts and your feelings on the idea of Moukoko coming in from Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea. Now, also, we know that Fofana is now going to be out and injured. Now, the Fofana situation is really, really interesting because they've got to have some scans. There's still hope and a feeling that this may not be as bad as first feared. But I think there is a lot of worry and a lot of concern from Chelsea fans. Now, Wesley Fofana went off injured in a behind closed doors friendly between Chelsea and Brentford. The severity is unknown, but he looks upset when he came off. He has himself come out and put out a tweet And Wesley Fofana has posted a hopeful message on his Instagram, um, waiting for the scan results to come through. So fingers crossed for him that this isn't too serious, because Chelsea fans haven't really got to see Wesley Fofana as of yet. And it'd be very devastating for in his young career to have another major injury this early. But Chelsea fans, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings in the comments section below. Let's do this. Manchester United have given the green light. The board have given the green light to Erik ten Hag's transfer wish, and the club are in the driving seat to sign £45 million star Cody Gakpo. Now, the big question surrounding Manchester United has been for a while that will the club allow Ten Hag to spend in the summer? That was the question. That was the worry in January, sorry, and not just have to wait to the summer. It now appears that the deal for Cody Gakpo will be allowed to go through in the January transfer window. Now, Gakpo isn't my personal favorite or number one choice of players that we've been linked with. Benjamin Šeško, Vlahovic, of course, João Felix, all stand out as better opportunities for me. I suppose is the right way to word this. Better opportunities, the better players in my eyes. However, I do have faith in Erik ten Hag, and ten Hag wants this young man. Now, it's stated here in the message I was sent that United's board have given the green light on a move for Cody Gakpo. I can confirm that to be true, Terry. As per Erik ten Hag request, the exit of Cristiano Ronaldo is making this deal more possible. Of course, it's going to be somewhere in the region. Canceling the contract with no payout to Ronaldo, which is what happened, is going to save Manchester United somewhere in the region of about £20 million. That £20 million plus some money from the summer is being expedited to January so they can try and land Cody Gakpo. What was stressed to me, though, is that the club will not overpay. They will not be held to ransom. Although that will feel frustrating to many, we've all been calling for Man United to behave this way for a decade or two nearly. Don't overpay, don't undersell. So we have to maintain our morality in these situations and our own standards. So United are willing to do it at the right price. Between 40 to 50 million pounds is what's being said. What's your thought on Gakpo? That's my question for you. Did he change your mind and opinion during the World Cup? Do you think under Ten Hag and his system, which is of course going to be very Dutch heavy, do you think we could get the very best out of him? Or are there better strikers available? Should the club wait until the summer, or does this deal have to get done now? I want your views and I want your opinion on this. But Man United's board have reportedly given the green light and this deal will go through. The price has been set by Man United. They're happy to spend between 40 and 50 million. And many believe that PSG will find this acceptable. They know they can't keep Cody Gakpo that much longer. His stock is so high. 3 goals, I believe it was, at the World Cup. And he's had a brilliant season this year. There is no, you can't get away from how good his season has been. You can't get away from it. When you break it down and you look at it statistically, this current season, he's absolutely destroyed it. 9 goals in the Eredivisie with 12 assists. In the Europa League, 3 goals and 2 assists. 1 assist in the Champions League qualifier. And of course, in a cup competition, another 3 goal contributions. That's 13 goals and 17 assists in 24 games. And that doesn't, of course, include what he has done for the Netherlands. And yet the World Cup, 3 goals, as we've mentioned. 2 goals and 1 assist in the Nations League over the last 12 months. A goal and an assist in World Cup qualifiers and everything else. This guy has been in brilliant, brilliant form. You can't get away from that. He needs this move now because he isn't as young as people think he is. He's 23. He'll turn 24 this season. So he's moving towards his peak years. And I think he needs this big move, and Man United desperately want him. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Leave them in the comments section below. On to Liverpool and Enzo. Enzo Fernandes makes Liverpool priority after agent agreement is the big headline. Now, according to a Portuguese publication, who were a good source for the news for Darwin Núñez's move to Anfield, and last week claimed Liverpool had made a promise to match any other offers for Fernandes. The 21-year-old has made a move to Liverpool his priority. That, they say, is because the Reds are already struck an agreement with his agent, with many other clubs from Spain, England, Italy, and France learning of Fernandes's preference when making inquiries recently. And what's interesting is that a week ago, Argentinian publication stated that there was an agreement, a full agreement for this deal. That's subsequently been debunked or challenged at the very least by some of the Liverpool press here in the UK. I've seen a lot of Liverpool content creators say there is no agreement. I always stand up and say this in these circumstances. The Argentinian press has no reason to lie. And I think what the Portuguese press are now pulling on is probably the happy medium in this story, which is the player Enzo prefers Liverpool. Liverpool have made an agreement with the agent, which is we will match any offer that other clubs make within reason. We're not going to go ridiculous. If suddenly Real Madrid offering 400 grand a week, they probably won't match that, but it'll be within a ballpark figure that they'll match it. We don't want to get into a bidding war. Let's let other clubs know that he's going to pick us over them. And it's now down to the agent to work with Benfica to get the price to an acceptable amount for Liverpool. And this is how Liverpool will like to operate in this circumstance because they're not doing any of the legwork. The agent is doing everything. It's all behind closed doors. They don't at any point make an official bid. They don't at any point put themselves in the line to be rejected. Liverpool always deny that they're in conversations with a player just in case they don't land him, just in case another club comes in and blows them out the water financially for Enzo, which could happen after a brilliant World Cup. So they're keeping their powder very much dry. But I do have a tendency to believe these reports. I think there is an agreement of sorts that Liverpool have with the agent. I think the player wants Liverpool over everybody else. I think the idea of playing with Klopp and that team, being the new sort of starlet in the midfield, which is very much needed at Anfield, is a huge, huge attraction to him. And what a player he would be as well. I don't think we can get away from how good Enzo Fernandes was at this World Cup, how sensational he has been for Benfica in recent times, especially in the Champions League this year. Benfica are dark horses in that competition. Again, if they lose the Ramoses of this world, if Enzo is to leave, it may not be in January, by the way, because Benfica are very much saying, no, we don't want to lose him in January. If it's January, it's got to be over 100 million euros, that is. So Liverpool might try and push this to the summer. But remember, Liverpool didn't want to sign Luis Diaz until the summer, but Spurs changed that by getting an agreement in place with Porto. So this is one of those situations that could escalate in January, but is more likely to be a summer transfer as things stand. But viewers, as ever, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Make sure like buttons are being smashed. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you.